Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I want to cover a little bit of Java Interop and how to use Java classes in your Clojure app. So let's get to it. So the first thing I want to do is create a new project using line again. I'm going to go line new app and I'm just going to call this one Java Interop. And then I'm going to open this with VS Code. Then I'm going to go to source.core.clj and I'm going to start my REPL. And select line again. We don't even have to select this Uber jar profile. Once that's started, we can look at how to use Java. Cool, so to call static Java functions in Clojure is really easy. We can use the class name. So there's a built-in class called math, and it has a static function called square root. You can call it like so, and we can pass through 10. And that's how we can call Java's static functions. So that will basically be the equivalent of us going math.square root 10 inside Java. And the reason we can use Java so nicely is because Clojure is built on the JVM, and everything you can do in Java, you can do in Clojure. So what happens if we had a class that needed a constructor like string? In Java, you can make a new string like this. You go new string and say, hey, and you get a new string. So to do that in Clojure, we go like this, new string, and we pass through the variables needed for the constructor or the arguments, and now we have a new string. Say we wanted to call a function like toUpperCase on that string. Well, we can just wrap this like so and write toUpperCase, and that works like that. But if you watch my threading video, we can also thread this. So we can thread our new string with the constructing value of hey, and then we can call .toUpperCase on this, and that returns hey like that. We can also then string the toLowerCase function on top of that and then go to lowercase. And if we needed to provide an argument to one of these functions, we could just use brackets and then call the function like char at, and that takes an integer. And if we execute this, we get the char at index 2, which is 0, 1, 2, it's the y. Cool, and that's the basics of Java Interop. But now let's look at how we can create our own Java class inside of our project. So I'm just going to clear this out, and then I'm going to go back to my files. I'm going to create a new folder here, and I'm going to call it Java_source, and this will be where we make our Java class. I'm just also going to go to our project.clj, and I'm going to add a new key here, and I'm going to call it Java source parse. And this takes in a vector of where we have Java code in our project. And that's just going to be in our Java source directory. And save that. And now if we go back to our core.clj, we can actually create a Java class. So bear with me here, because every time I write Java, it makes me feel a bit weird. So I'm going to make a new file here, and I'm going to make a Java car class, car.java. So the first thing I want to do is make a public, actually the first thing I want to do is declare a package name, and I'm just going to give this a package of car. Now what we want to do is create our class. So I'm going to make this a public class, and I'm just going to call it car. It's going to just have one variable, a make, so private string make, and the constructor is going to get the make that we pass through. So public car, and that takes in a string of make, and we can just say list.make is equal to make, and we write in Java, so just need these semicolons. I'm going to make a function here called drive. So let's make a function which returns a string, call it drive, and we can just say return this make, and we can say it goes room. Okay. Also just want to make a static function in here. I'm not feeling particularly creative, so I'm just going to make a public static function which returns a string. I'm just going to call it static fn and return this is from a static fn. Let's actually do something a little bit more complicated as well. Let's use an imported library in this class. I want to return a JSON version of this class. So I'm going to use the Json library. So I'm just going to go to Google, search Json Maven. And we're going to use the latest package. And I'm going to use the line again import. Copy this. Go back to our project.clj. And I'm going to add this here. Then I want to use it inside of car.java. So to use it, we need to import it. So I'm going to import from com.google .json, and I want the JSON class, put a semicolon, and let's use it here. So I'm going to make a public function here which returns a string, and I'm going to just call this to JSON. Then we're going to make a new JSON variable called JSON, and it's going to be a new JSON class. We're going to return JSON.toJSON, and we're going to pass through this. And don't forget any of the semicolons. So I'm going to go back to core.clj, and here I want to import that class. So I can just go import, and our package name, which is from car, we want to import our car. Now we can use our car. So let's just start our REPL again. Okay, it's starting. Cool, we have a bug here. I didn't add a plus sign in this.make in the car function. So here we go, this.make plus goes room. Go back to our core.clj, rerun our REPL, line again. Okay, cool, our REPL started. Let's go back to core.clj. Now we should be able to call our car static method. So our car static fn, and cool, we can use that. Now let's create a new instance of car. So let's say new car, and it takes in fiat as the make. We should get our object back. We do. Let's try call the .toJSON function on it. Let's see if that works. Yep, that works. Let's try and call our drive function. So .drive. Cool, fiat goes room, that works. But also remember you can thread these. So we could thread our new car, and then we can call .drive here, and that will also work. We can't call .toJSON here because what's happening is we'll be calling .toJSON on the string that was returned, not on the car instance. That's a quick intro into some Java Interop and how to use Java classes inside of Clojure. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Catch you in the next one. Bye.